Hi friends, welcome back to my training series. Hey, before I get started, I just want to say thank you for all the comments and kind words that you've been leaving in the comments of these videos. It really motivates me a lot to know that you guys are watching and you're interested in learning how I'm training. So thank you for the motivation and thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate the kind comments. All right, so let's get into this week. Monday was my usual rest day, so I didn't run or work out. It was just basically a work day for me. On Tuesday, I ran an easy 70-ish minutes with some strides, or fartlicks, as one of the commenters reminded me of, and this run felt really good. When I got home, I went straight to the gym for my core strength workout, and man, it was really cold in the garage. I kept seeing my breath as I was working out. I ended up doing my cool down inside on the treadmill because the water in my stationary rower was actually frozen. I was really disappointed that I forgot to take any pictures so I could show it to you. It was wild. After work, I did my Zoom yoga class, and this week it wasn't an easy session. I felt really tight, but I just need to keep the consistency and just keep trying to get myself more flexible, and I know it'll work. On Wednesday, I was assigned an easy run after Tuesday's workouts. The freezing rain kept me indoors, so I just ran on the treadmill. On Thursday, I ran intervals in the morning. It was icy and lightly raining, and I felt like my pace on the hard intervals wasn't very fast. Running hard uphill for 3 minutes is really hard for me. Later in the day, I did my core strength routine. I didn't think I was doing the step-ups correctly, so I watched some YouTube. It looks like instead of pushing off the floor with my lower foot, I need to keep my upper leg on the box and keep my weight primarily on that leg. And this change in trying to do it better made it even harder. So hopefully I can improve with my leg strength to make this particular workout a bit more easy for me. On Friday, my assignment was again really easy movement, so I ran easy on some local roads. The temperatures have warmed up here, but there was still some ice lingering on the sidewalk. On Saturday, I did my long run on trails and logging roads. All right, well, the important thing about training is to practice all your stuff. And it's not just about practicing running, it's about practicing your gear, your technology, and all that stuff. So today, practicing a couple of things. First, I'm practicing Gaia GPS. So if you're not very comfortable using Gaia to navigate, you should get comfortable during training so that during an event you don't have to think about how to use Gaia if you're lost or need help, directions. So on my big long runs, I like to use my navigation practice just to, make sure I'm where I'm intending to be. In fact, I know I have a right turn coming up, so I think the next right turn is going to be mine. Today I'm also practicing shoes. I wear Topo Athletic, and their Ultra Venture Pro has been my go-to for the last couple of years, but they are discontinuing that model, and so I am running in the replacement called the Traverse. And so, long run today, figured I would put on these shoes, practice running in them. So yeah, just making sure that by the time Cocodona comes around, there's really no questions about anything. Okay, I think this is my right turn here. really enjoyed this run. I felt really good the whole time. Later in the afternoon, my right foot was paining again with some plantar fasciitis, so I stretched it with some calf raises and I used a rubs ball. That often helps me, especially to use the spiky ball on the bottom of my foot. That felt good. Finally, on Sunday, a 2-hour run. I tested a new pack during this run, and my pace was slower than normal as I explored my feelings in this gear that I was testing out. Still, it was a good day on the trails, and I'm happy to have another week of training done. So overall, it was a good week. I do think that talking out loud and thinking out loud about my nutrition in these last couple of videos has actually made me think more about my nutrition during the week. So I ate a lot this week, really focused on making sure I was getting enough protein and carbs and calories. Anyway, I think there might have been some improvements in my just perception of the training this week. So thank you all for providing me some motivation on my nutrition. Hopefully we'll just keep on improving. Okay, there are a couple questions that I wanted to address this week from the viewers, so thank you for sending them in. This is a great question from Jake Jackson about pole use and how often I do it ahead of time. I really do think if you're going to be using poles in a race like Cocodona, you need to be as proficient with the pole usage as you are with your pack and your shoes and all your other gear. So you really need to give yourself a lot of time to get comfortable with the poles as a piece of equipment, but also make sure your body is accustomed to using it, because you're using a different part of your body for the poles. I've had times in the past where I didn't use poles very much before an event, and then in the event my arms felt tired, especially in the backs where I'm really working hard. So it depends on how comfortable you already are with poles. I think I would give yourself a few months to get used to the poles and figure out how to use them and get your muscles used to them. And then perhaps in the last month leading up to the event, I would probably use the poles every week during my long run. Because usually in that last month, I'm doing my final testing of all my gear, making sure I'm like carrying all my required equipment in the pack. And so I get really used to the feeling of the pack weighed down in that way. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be different for every person. But I would make sure you're feeling very comfortable with the poles, that, you know, if you stow them in between hills, get used to folding them up and putting them away and then taking them out again. But yeah, that's what I do, and it's working okay. All right, here's a great question. Do I have any tips for making the treadmill more enjoyable? Well, I don't really love running on the treadmill either, but I do like that it gives me a chance to catch up on some of my YouTube watching. So I just like to set up the iPad, watch some YouTube channels and catch up on some videos, and at least I feel like that gives me some happiness that I enjoy. I don't really have any treadmill related knee pain, so I wonder if there's just something about the way that you're running on the treadmill versus running on the road, and that difference in gait or difference in the way you're moving might be causing you some knee pain. Make sure you have a strong core or a tight core while you're running. I have had experiences just running in general where I've had a little bit of a twinge in my knee, and I find that if I just make sure that I'm tight in my core, just a little bit tighter, that I feel like that tenseness, for whatever reason, helps my knee pain go away. So give that a try. If you have any questions I can answer in my next video, put them down in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer that next time. And then before I go, I just want to say an extra special thank you to all the channel members. Your extra support of the channel really means a lot to me, and so I appreciate your additional monthly giving. Thank you all very much. I guess that's all for this week. Thanks a lot for watching. I wish you all a great week of training, and we'll see you all next week. Take care.